While staying with issues around Syria, there is hope, of course, that the new year could turn out to be a more peaceful one in Syria. The United Nations Security Council has unanimously adopted a resolution supporting the Syrian ceasefire arrangement brokered by Russia and Turkey. A Chinese envoy also called on the Syrian government and opposition groups to effectively and comprehensively implement the truce agreement reached. CGTN correspondent John Terrett has more.
So a unanimous vote in the end in the Security Council on Saturday afternoon in New York in support of the Russian-Turkey ceasefire, which has been in place in Syria for the last handful of days. What this does is it puts it into international law. The resolution also calls for the rapid, safe and unhindered delivery of humanitarian aid throughout Syria, and the resolution also looks forward to a Syria opposition meeting, which is slated for Kazakhstan at the end of the month. Now, the Vice Ambassador of China to the United Nations, Wu Haitao, made these remarks shortly after the vote was taken.
The resolution would be conducive to bring political trust among conflicting parties, the advancement of political process, and the easement of humanitarian crisis in Syria and the efforts to combat terrorism. China hoped the Syrian government and opposition parties concerned will comprehensively implement the ceasefire agreement.
It's interesting because the ceasefire does appear to be holding in the main, and Russia and Turkey are at opposite ends of the conflict spectrum. Russia supports the Syrian government, Turkey supports the rebels. However, the ceasefire may already be in trouble. The Free Syrian Army and other factions have written to Damascus demanding that the Syrian government stop shelling areas outside Damascus that they hold, and saying there are 100,000 people trapped there. And it says if they don't stop it, then they will consider the ceasefire to be void. And if that happens, this will be the third attempt at bringing peace to the Syrian people in 2016 that will have failed. John Terrett, CGTN, New York.